Hey friend, welcome back to Your Empowered Self. I'm Dr. Raquel, and if you're new here, I want you to hear this right away. You are not broken. You're not behind. You're not too much. You're not enough. And you're patterned. And patterns can be rewired. I work with men and women, especially high-performing professionals, who look like they have it all together. But underneath, they feel stuck. Stuck in their health, stuck in their life, stuck in their energy, stuck in confidence, stuck in their relationships, stuck in their career direction, stuck in their own head. And the work I do is about helping you get unstuck and become unstoppable with more clarity, more calm, and way more power than you've been letting yourself access. So today, because it's February and we're doing a self-love, self-worth series, we're starting with this truth. Self-worth isn't a feeling. It's not something you finally get one day. Self-worth is an operating system. It's a pattern. And if that hits you a little deep, good. Because most people are trying to fix their confidence like it's a personality issue, when really it's a pattern issue. Let me explain. I want you to think about this. You can be doing all the right things. You can be showing up, working hard, being responsible, holding it together, and still feel like you're secretly behind. Like other people have a manual you didn't get. Like you're the one mistake away from being exposed. Like you need to do more, prove more, fix more, achieve more to finally feel okay. That's not because you're weak. That's because your nervous system and your mind learned a rule at some point. A rule like, I'm only worthy when I'm productive. I'm only lovable when I'm useful. I'm safe when I'm perfect. If I slow down, I'll fall behind. If I rest, I'll lose momentum. If I say what I need, I'll be rejected. If I rest, I'm lazy. And those rules, they don't feel like rules. They feel like reality. They feel like the truth. But they're not the truth. They're trained patterns, and you didn't choose them consciously. Most of them were installed. And when you were young, or during a stressful season, or through a relationship dynamic, or through performance culture, or through a job that rewarded over-functioning, or through a time in your life when you learned, I have to be impressive to be safe. So the problem isn't that you don't have self-worth. The problem is that you have a self-worth pattern that's wired to proving. And proving is exhausting. Here are 3 patterns I see constantly in professionals, men and women, who are high capacity, smart, driven, and still feel stuck. Pattern number 1, proving. This is a person who feels like they have to earn their right to exist today. They wake up already behind. They don't feel accomplished unless they're depleted. And even when they finish the task, they don't feel at peace. They feel, what's next? And proving can look like overworking, over-explaining, over-delivering, being the one who handles it, not asking for help, feeling guilty when resting. You're not lazy. You're not unmotivated. You're overtrained in proving. Pattern number 2, perfection. Perfection is sneaky because it looks like high standards, but it feels like fear. Perfection says, if I do it perfectly, I can avoid judgment. If I do it perfectly, I can avoid rejection. If I do it perfectly, I can finally relax. But guess what? Perfect never arrives. So you're in this loop, planning, tweaking, researching, waiting, and then being mad at yourself for not moving. Perfection is often just fear wearing a cute outfit. Pattern number 3, people pleasing. This is the one where worth is tied to keeping the peace, being liked, being needed, being easy. And it looks like saying yes when you mean no, being overly available, carrying emotional weight for other people, feeling responsible for other people's moods, resenting people, but smiling anyway. People pleasing is not kindness. It's self-abandonment disguised as love. Now, here's the important part. These patterns don't mean you're broken. They mean your system learned what it had to do to feel safe. So the goal is not to shame yourself out of the pattern. The goal is to rewire it. Let's do a little NLP here. Super simple. Your brain is a meaning-making machine. It's always asking, what does this mean about me? And if your identity has a rule like, I'm only worthy when I perform, then your brain will filter it to match it. It will delete evidence that you're already enough, distort feedback into rejection, generalize one moment into a whole identity story. So you could get 10 compliments and 1 critique, and your body remembers the critique. Why? Because your brain is trying to protect your true identity rule. And it thinks the rule keeps you safe. So it keeps running the program. Even when you're exhausted, even when your gut is inflamed, even when your sleep is off, even when your relationships are strained, even when your joy is gone. Self-worth patterns aren't just mental, they're physiological, which leads me to one of my favorite parts of this series. Body check, where this lives in your mind-body connection. Okay, so quick check-in, because if you're listening and you're like, why does this hit me in my stomach? That's not random. Here's what I see clinically and personally in the real world. When you live in proving, your nervous system is in a subtle state of stress. And stress doesn't just live in your mind. It can show up as tightness in your chest, shallow breathing, jaw clenching, tension headaches, shoulder and neck tightness, belly tightness, bloating, inconsistent digestion, reflux, urgency, constipation or diarrhea, or swinging between constipation and diarrhea, cravings, especially for sugar or quick dopamine, and sleep that looks like tired but wired. And if you tend to not speak your truth, if you swallow words, if you're keeping things in, a lot of people feel that in the throat, the neck, and the thyroid space. They don't always have a diagnosis, but they feel tight, stuck, restricted, constricted. And here's the bridge. When you don't feel worthy to rest, you don't rest. When you don't feel worthy to say no, you don't set boundaries. When you don't feel worthy to be supported, you do it all alone. And your body eventually speaks what you won't. So the work is not just think positive. The work is regulate your nervous system and retrain your identity. That's how you become unstoppable without burning out. Now let's make this practical. We're going to do a pattern interrupt that changes everything. Here's a tool I want you to try today. It's simple, it's powerful, and it's the beginning of rewiring. I call it pattern interrupt and new choice. Step 1, name the pattern, not with shame, with curiosity, like a scientist. Say, when I feel blank, I usually blank. So example, when I feel behind, I usually push harder. When I feel uncertain, I usually people please. When I feel pressure, I usually tighten my body and rush. Step 2, name the old payoff, because every pattern has a payoff. Even if it hurts you, the payoff might be it makes you feel in control. It helps you avoid rejection. It helps you avoid conflict, keeps you from feeling disappointment. It keeps you from feeling vulnerable. So say, and the reason I do that is because it helps me avoid blank. Step 3, install the new choice. This is the rewire. You say, today I choose blank instead. And the key here is the new choice must be small. Do not go from burnout to monk mode. You're not trying to change your life in one day. You're trying to change your operating system through repetition. So here are some examples of new choices. Today, I choose one pause before I respond. Today, I choose to breathe before I decide. Today, I choose to ask for help once. Today, I choose to rest for 10 minutes without earning it. Today, I choose to say no to one thing that drains me. Today, I choose to speak one truth I've been swallowing. And here's the identity statement that seals it all. I am worthy even when I'm not proving. Say it again. I am worthy even when I'm not proving. Now let me make this super real. If your body gets tense when you say that, that's not failure. That's information. It means your system has been trained to equate worth with effort, and you're retraining it. So now we're going to do the worthy choice challenge for this week. I want to give you a simple challenge this week, and it's called the one worthy choice per day. Not a huge overhaul. A worthy choice is an action that says, my needs matter. My body matters. My truth matters. My time matters. My peace matters. Examples: eating a real lunch instead of running on caffeine. Going to bed 30 minutes earlier. Sitting in your car for 2 minutes in silence before walking inside. Not explaining yourself when you say no. Not checking email after a certain time. Taking a walk without turning it into a productivity. Letting yourself be imperfect on purpose. One worthy choice a day. And if you want to go deeper, write down one sentence. When I choose myself today, I noticed blank. That builds evidence, and evidence builds identity, and identity builds unstoppable. So a gentle truth that's going to set you free. Let me say something that I think a lot of high performers, men and women, top people in their careers, or just go-getters need to hear. You don't have to hate yourself into growth. You don't have to punish yourself into progress. And you don't have to burn your body down to build your life. You can become unstoppable from a state of clarity, alignment, choice, and self-respect. That's what self-worth actually is. It's self-leadership. It's not loud, it's steady. It's not frantic, it's anchored. And it starts with a pattern shift. Okay, let's close this out powerfully. We're going to take some nice deep breaths with this. So I just want you to take one nice deep breath and just let this anchor into your system. Nice deep breath in to a count of 4. We're going to hold for 6, out for 4, hold for 6. So nice deep breath in, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out for 4, 2, 3, 4, and release. And you can keep repeating those nice deep breaths if you like. So if this episode hit you, I want you to hear this again. You are not broken. You're not patterned. And patterns can be rewired. If you want support with this work, mind and body, check the show notes for what's currently open. I run programs and experiences that help professionals become unstuck and unstoppable. Depending on what's live right now, you'll see options like release, rise, and upcoming retreats. And if you're not sure what you need yet, come find me. You can connect with me through the Raquel Health and on social media. So it's Raquel with a Y, ROCKYN health.com. And on my social media, Dr. Raquel and at Raquel Health. And if you message me the word yes, I'll help point you towards your best next step. And one more thing, if your nervous system has been living in push, 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 don't miss this Sunday's breathwork episode. It's designed to help you come back to your body, reset your week, and anchor worthiness from the inside out. All right, friend, take one worthy choice today, not 10. 1. And I'll see you in the next episode.